Yes, get your setup. One second, let me do this. All right, so we're going into a push. Everything's about goals. I heard this at church today, and yesterday, and it really resonated with me. When the treasure or mission is valuable enough, the challenges and struggles aren't sacrifices, they're investments. When the treasure or mission is valuable enough, the challenges and struggles aren't sacrifices, they're investments. If you don't have a deep enough why in life, things can always look like sacrifices to you and others instead of investments. And I say this as we're going into this push because raise your hand if you had someone ask you, why are you going to get up so early in the morning for summer? You're on summer break. Anyone have someone say that in the last couple of weeks? And I say that because if you don't have a strong enough why, everybody else is asking, why are you sacrificing your time? But you have a why that shows this is not a sacrifice, this is an investment for your future. Okay? And the more you understand that, you'll realize the world is full of people talking about sacrifices because they don't have a why, and they let the world blow them around where they think they should go. But when you're rooted in who you are and where you're going and why you're doing it, you have a lot more control in your life and your success and your happiness. But most people let others tell them where they're going and why they should do it versus knowing why they're working for what they're working for. Right? So I want to start out this morning with, who's ready to make some money? Yeah. I'm sorry, what? Who's ready to make some money? All right, that's a little better. So let's talk about phoning. All right. Raise your hand if you like making phone calls. I love making phone calls. I want serious responses. That was so facetious, which I love it. Only one person out of this entire room raised their hand. Why? I don't like making phone calls. I didn't like making when I started, but I got really good at it. Okay. How many of you would love to complete more appointments and have fewer people reschedule on you? Just a little hand raise. No excitement on that? No more money in your pocket? Yeah? All right. Well, we got to wake up, guys. Write this down. Success is energy transfer. Your energy is poo-poo right now. We got to build it up. Mrs. Jones is not buying a poo-poo set of knives. She's buying the best. And is your energy conveying that? All right. So let's talk about this. Today is not about how to book more appointments. It's about becoming the person that people want to meet. Put that in your notes, please. Making phone calls is not about booking more appointments. It's developing the skills so that when you talk on the phone, people are excited to meet you. Why? Well, you guys know that nearly every professional career you're going to begin starts with a conversation. Either that's a Zoom call, a phone interview, networking with recruiters, or talking to your future boss. Your ability to communicate confidently can determine the future outcomes and opportunities that get given to you, right? And a lot of that starts on the phone. And I say that because most people act differently on the phone than they do in person. There's no difference, except that you're on the phone versus in person. What is it? It's a mindset more than anything. Who's more comfortable talking to people in person than they are in talking to people on the phone? Anybody? Why?
I can see them, I can read them.
They can't see your face. They can't see anything about you. Why wouldn't you be more confident when they can't see you than when they can see you? Right? And again, this is a mindset. And the better you get comfortable with this, the more you understand that you're developing skills that are going to set you apart from your peers, that are going to open doors that most of them don't have the opportunity. Think about this. You finish college and the recruiter's like, oh, you know what? Let me call Dawson to kind of see how this is going to go. Hello? Yeah, this is Dawson. How do you think that interview is going to start going right like that? You're probably not getting the next interview. But when you can confidently, hey, this is Caden. How are you doing? How can I help you? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, great to meet you. Yeah, I applied for that position. Oh, you'd like to talk about it? Perfect. Which one do you think they're going to be more excited to meet with? Number one or number two? You're developing that skill every phone call that you talk on the phone, right? So are you obviously you're going to make some money too in this process, but you're developing those skill sets, right? You're going to be developing more confidence, more communication skills, professionalism, relationship building skills, and it'll continue long past any paycheck you're going to get with Cutco, right? It's going to make you a better husband, better wife, a better spouse, a better citizen in society. The better you can communicate with people and more confidence you have with it. Removing the emotions from your conversations will improve your results, by the way. But if you don't have a strong enough why, you internalize and focus on what you think other people think about you. So let's talk about setting up the success. First step is the tone of the environment that you're going to have. Before you ever say a name, the appointment has already started. Before you even get on the phone with them, the appointment has already started. Because people can't see your smile, but can they hear it? Right? Who's going to want to do a demo for this? Hi, this is Spencer. Hey, this is Spencer. How are you? Which one would you rather talk to for 40 minutes? Oh, hold on. Let me repeat that question. Which one would you rather talk to for 40 minutes? Thank you. Which one of you, who sounds more like number one on the phone? You don't have to answer. But, and who sounds like number two? Less hands, some more excitement. But you create that environment. That's the first thing I want you to write down. What environment are you creating on the phone? Are they excited to meet you? Or are they worried why this random person is calling me that doesn't even know that they sound like they know why they're calling me? Some of you guys are laughing, but it's literally that simple. Just put a smile on your face. It changes the whole tone, right? Smiles. Another big thing. You got to sit up when you're making phone calls. Some of you are like slouching. How in the world are you creating a positive environment when you sound like you're looking like you're dying? Okay? Pro tip, you guys know anything about the body? I studied a lot of it. When you move and you move, like you shrink yourself, you're actually shrinking your spinal cord. You guys know the spinal cord transfers energy from your brain through the rest of your body. You ever been in high school and you like put your elbow on your desk and by the end of the class period, what's happening to your head? And what happens to most of you? Why does this happen? Because when you're sitting clinched like this, you're actually kinking your spine. Well, you ever put a hose on and you bent the hose? Does the water flow the same speed that it should? Your body doesn't work the same process either. So you guys want to sit up straight. You want to be able to control the energy and not have any issues or blockages, right? Make sure you're laughing, having fun. The more positive environment you create, the easier it is for people to say yes. That's one of the biggest keys in this part. People don't remember every word you say. They remember what? How you make them feel on the phone call. Please put that in big letters. How are your customers feeling on your phone call? Are they excited? Or are they as nervous as you are? And if you're nervous, what should you do? Smile while you dial. All right, let's talk about the 4 steps of the phone call. Right, so you guys should have the acquaintance approach for most of you. So there's 4 parts if you break this up. The first is who you are and how did you get their number? Why are you calling them? Okay, now I want to give you a little pro tip. This helped me a lot when I was a brand new rep. I used to call like, hey, is this Max? Oh. Guys, whose number are we calling?
Max's.
Okay, Max's number. Who gave us their number? Their friend. Would it be really weird if someone else answered Max's phone? Would it be weird if someone answered your phone? That wasn't you. Yes, it'd be weirder, right? If Kinley answered Jordan's phone, I know they're always together, and I'm still like, wait, did I call the right number? Right? So anyway, my point is one of the things I started doing, and this is some of you guys are still talking to people you know, so you can go Mrs. Abdullah, Mrs. Anna, or you can just say, hey, Anna, it's Spencer, how are you? Some of you are looking at me like, what do you mean? I literally talk to them. We're on the same level. Most of you guys talk as if you're lower status than them. Does that make sense to everybody? You guys know what I mean by that? Does everyone know what I mean by that?
No.
Oh, cool. So lower status. Hey, is this Mrs. So-and-so? You're already bringing yourself as I'm not an adult. I'm not on your level. I'm going to talk like a child. And expectations like that. Hey, is she could possibly, we use weaker language, right? So for me, I started just saying, hey, Maya, it's Spencer, how are you? Why? Because I'm calling Maya's cell phone. Her friend gave me that number. It'd be really weird if someone else answered that number, right? So I want to talk like we're already friends. Creating this expectation in the conversation, right? Pro tip, write this down. Talk like you already are friends and you know them, okay? And that's where you're going to start building rapport. Oh yeah, Kinley told me to reach out. He said you make the best strawberry jam. So what? Right? Are you building rapport in your conversations? That also means are you learning about them in your recommendations? Right? Are you qualifying your customers? We'll talk more about that later here. Right? So who you are and why you're calling. Sasha recommended me Max. Cool. Why am I calling now? And what am I doing? I'm actually working with Cutco to develop some business experience, to develop my skill sets. Cool. Is it about selling Cutco? Please write this down. They do not care what product you are showing. It does not matter. Some of you guys emphasize too much on the product line. People care more to help you than to do anything with any product. It does not matter. I want to make sure you guys understand that. Okay. Cutco is not the reason they're seeing you. You are the reason they're seeing you. So your energy, your enthusiasm, and your goals are why they're going to take time out of their day to see you. Okay. So be clear on why you're calling. I got this job to develop skills. Then brings us to step number 3. Why am I calling now? I need to have urgency for the reason I'm calling now. I have a goal. I have a deadline. What's our goal? What's our focus right now? The push, right? I'm in a big competition. Are you talking about your competition in the phone call? Right? I'm in a big competition right now. My goal, and when we have a goal, how many days should our goal be focused on? So when I'm making phone calls, this week more specifically, maximum is your 3-day window. So if I'm making calls today, I'd want whatever I have left today, if it's 2 or 3 appointments, then I need to add in my appointments for Tuesday and my appointments for Wednesday, right? So my goal is to do 15 appointments by Wednesday night. Okay. Now, the biggest thing people miss in this part is what do we need to do when we're offering times? Give 2 specific times. Okay. Now here, I'm going to add a little bit more to this. So please write this down. Well, I'm going to give my first 2 initial times. Which 2 times am I going to give? The next 2 times in my schedule. Please write this down, guys. In your schedule, not their schedule. Never ask what works for them. Never, ever. Because as soon as you do that, you lower your status. Because now it's not what matters to your schedule. It works for their schedule, meaning their schedule is more important. You are less valuable to them or than them. So we have to work on their time. We need to work on our time. Okay. So we find the first 2 times. So let's say 6 or 8. If that doesn't work, don't be afraid to ask a follow-up question. Cool. Okay. Oh, do you work? Do you have something going on then? Oh, yeah, I got to pick up the kids. Okay, sweet. What time are you done with that by? Oh, we'll be home by about 7. Okay, would 8 o'clock work for you? I'm still working later in the evening. Would that work? Or would tomorrow work better for you? Okay. Don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions. Okay, clarifying questions show that you care. Do not let them dictate the schedule. It's as much our appointment as it is their appointment. So we need to find a certain time. Asking questions about their schedule it will help you go through there. But if you ask what time works for them, you're going to get pushed off. Anyone had someone tell you, oh, call me next week? Anyone not give a specific time? They're like, oh, I don't really know what my schedule is. Call me later. If you don't give specific times, they can't look at their schedule to find what works in their schedule. Okay, that's why we have to give specifics, because then they can look at it better. Cool. So you have to have a deadline. You have to have a goal and focus in that. Write this down. Urgency isn't pressure. Urgency creates action. Urgency isn't pressure. Urgency creates action. A reason to do it now versus later. Right? Urgency isn't pressure. Urgency creates action. And then number 4 in the phone approach is the firm up. This is the most important. And Cathy mentioned this in the beginning when you got started. Pro tip, your phone call and your demo should almost be like a roller coaster of emotion going from high to low to keep attention. Some of you guys sound like the Clear Eyes commercial. Ever seen like the old, well, way too old for some of you guys. It's got a Ben, wow, clear eyes. He sprays a little bottle on his eyes. He's like monotone as can be. If you sat in a class with him, you'd fall asleep for sure. Like I would 100%. And I say that because that's how some of you guys sound on the phones. You gotta, oh my gosh, hey Kinley, how's it going? Hey, the reason I'm calling is I just started this great new job showing Cutco. Cool. Then I hit my goals. So the reason I'm calling now, you want to up and down in your tones. And then the last one, the firm up, everyone write this down. Your tone needs to drop super low when you get to the firm up. Hey, Addie, I know you wouldn't do this to me, but I had a couple people reschedule on me last week and it put me behind for my goal. So I just want to make sure this time 100% works for you. Notice I drop my tone right at the beginning when some people have rescheduled on me, and then I get more excited when I'm confirming the time with them. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. So change your tone. The firm up is the most important. And then when you firm up, are you getting their address? Are you making a joke? I'm like, oh, by the way, Anna, can you do me a favor? And you said you have a big bush in the front yard. Go ahead and light that on fire when I get there. Do some smoke signals so I can know I can find you. No, I'm just kidding. They're all going to chuckle just like that. If a customer says, oh, you have Petco? Is this Costco? I'm like, yeah, Mrs. Jones, we're going to set up a whole line. We'll do a little food truck out in the front. Like, what? No, I'm kidding. I had a lady say Petco. I was like, yeah, I'll bring a little petting zoo. I'll set up in the front yard. I'll put a picket fence and the llamas and things. And they're like, no, my husband will freak out. We can't do that. I'm like, I'm just kidding, Mrs. Jones. It's Cutco. She's like, oh, you about gave me a heart attack. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But we'll have some fun. I promise. By the way, in the 2 to 5, side note, how long should your phone call take?
2 to 5 minutes.
5 to 7 max. Right? 2 to 5 if you're calling, but 5 to 7 max. If it's longer than 7, you're talking too much. Secondly, if you're talking too much on the phone call, if there's a 10-minute phone call, how do you think they expect the presentation to go? Way longer. Cool. Which means you'll have cancellations and reschedules. Your phone call should be short and sweet. Okay. Short and sweet, get to the point, and then have fun on it. Okay. If you're having fun on the phone, they're going to expect to have more fun on the presentation as well. Okay. In the firm up, if you guys aren't using this line, I use it all the time. Hey, Maya, go ahead and put a penny in the freezer. And they do, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a magic trick when I get there. Guess what's going to be in the freezer the whole time until I get there? Guess who they're not going to forget about? Because when the husband walks into the freezer, Maya, why is there a penny in the freezer? Oh, don't put it, leave it there. The Cutco guy's going to use it. I'm never going to get forgotten about. Cool. And guess what? Do you think they might be more excited to see what's going to happen when I get to the presentation with the penny in the freezer? Yeah, nothing except I'm going to cut the penny. Doesn't matter if it's in the freezer, in the fridge, or sitting on the countertop. But it creates an excitement of like, why is this happening? What's going to happen? Creating curiosity. The more curiosity you can create, the more fun they're going to have. The more they're going to want to meet you. Cool. So let's talk about your toolkit. The last couple things, and we'll wrap up here. This is how do you set yourself up to make good phone calls, to make preparation. Guys, phoning is the work in this job. Some of you guys don't treat it like that. You kind of treat it like a hobby. You have your phone and you're scrolling and doing other stuff, right? You're not in a point where you're focused on, I need to do X number of calls before I can take a break. So I'm going to give you a couple things. One, you always need an attack list. Okay. What's an attack list? The next 50, 100, however many people I'm calling for this phone jam should be organized. Who should be at the top of this attack list? Not just max, my top 5. If you guys aren't doing this every appointment, at the end of the demo, when you ask who your top 5 are, you should have your app open. You should open to their profile. You'll have all of their recommendations in there. Okay. And then if you guys have your Super Bowl playoff calendar, the first page is called what? The attack list. Are you guys taking that and putting their top 5 on there? Are you also taking notes on them? How many kids do they have? What sports and activities are they in? Why? Because some of you guys are guessing and hoping you're creating the results that you want. But business and life is not about guessing. It's about controlling. It's about organization. It's about preparation. And most young people don't prepare. There's a not at the highest level. They show up and figure it out when they get there, right? But if you actually have yourself set up, you get more done in a shorter period of time because you can focus faster. Okay. So your attack list with your top 5 people, knowing who your max are. Okay. Number 2, you need your schedule organized. What days and times am I working? I should have all of those appointments. I know exactly. Some of you guys are making calls, but you don't even know when you're making calls. You're letting the customer dictate the time. Okay. Well, now you're not developing the right skill. More important, you're going to have a lot of cancellations and reschedules. Okay. Second, does it sound as professional? And you're like, let me see here. And then like, oh, what about this time? Oh yeah, that should work. Anyone had that though? You're looking for a time, and in the process of doing so, they give you a time that works for them. Now we're at a disadvantage because now it works for you, but you don't know how to even get back to where you need them to get back to. By the way, just ask a question. If they give you that time, well, actually, Max, what about Monday at 6 or 8? Would that work for you?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take wherever they give you and move it back to where you want to be. Closed mouth never gets.
Good.
Ask for what you want. Okay. Number 3, your phone approach. Never make phone calls without your phone approach and your objection sheet. Okay. That is rule. Talk to any of the Cutco sales professionals. Andy Janti has been selling Cutco for 25 years. He does not make phone calls without his script and without his objections in front of him. Why? Because you might get a phone call. You might get someone to walk into your room. You might have my son walk in front of you and make a funny joke, and you're going to lose where you're at. Okay. As Cathy told me years ago, booby trap yourself for success. This is one of the biggest tips I learned from her. Booby trap yourself for success, right? People get up early to go to the gym. They don't just wake up and put their clothes. They already have their clothes set out. Some of them wake up in their gym clothes ready to go to the gym, so they don't have any excuses not to get there, right? What are you doing to booby trap yourself for success? Okay. What does that also mean? You need your chargers, your phone, water, headphones. Okay. Why? So that you're in the zone, get your calls in and move out. Then let's talk about the last thing, phone jam mode. Okay. Phone jam mode. What does that mean? Make sure you're in a space that you're comfortable with. Make sure you're in the chair that you like. Make sure you got some snacks and some water. Why? Because we're going to be talking on the phone. And the last piece on this phone jam part, it kind of incorporates it. No social media until you've hit your number. Meaning set an actual phone number. Cool. Right now, some of you guys, I talked to you guys about Francisco yesterday making 100+ calls. Some of you freak. What? He made 100 calls. He made more than that. I think he made like 200 or 300 calls yesterday. Some of you, that's a muscle. You guys don't know how to work yet. Just like I go to the gym and squat out hundreds of pounds. Some of you guys are like, what? I know I don't, but I used to. No, but I say that because it's a growth. It's a muscle that we need to grow. Okay. But focus on 20. If you make 20 calls to recommendations, how many appointments did you book?
2.
Write that down. Write that in your notes. It's a 10-to-1 once you start calling referrals. Know your numbers, know your expectations. Okay. So if it's 10-to-1, then I should book 2 appointments in those 20 calls. How long should 20 calls take? 30 minutes.
Wait,
I don't know how you did.
if they're not answering, then.
Well, you need a double tap, right?
Answer, yeah.
So, but yeah, it should take you about 30 minutes. And I say that because hit your phone 30 minutes and then go take a 5-minute walk. Go grab a snack. But some of you guys don't hold yourself hitting the numbers before you let yourself off the hook to go do something. Okay. If you start doing that, you're going to get more results faster, quicker. And some of you guys spend more time doing other things than actually making calls. Who's sat down for an hour, made less than 10 calls and felt like that was a hard hour? Because we didn't do in the work. We also weren't focused. We're looking at other things, looking for distractions, right? If you set yourself up for success, stay committed to those results, you're going to get more done in a shorter period of time. All right, I'm going to finish with these last couple ones. Do's and don'ts. Make sure you're smiling. Make sure you're laughing. Everyone that's excited to meet you, it's a transfer of energy, right? Do you sound like the person that they want to meet? Next thing, when you're getting the first no you guys get on the phone is not a no. Please write this down. The first no, just like in sales, is a smokescreen objection. Okay. Sometimes you're going to ask, you need to ask for the appointment 2 or 3 times. I'll give you an example. Has anyone ever booked an appointment with someone that says they weren't interested? Did you have to ask again? And when you asked again, what did they say?
Okay, I'll do that.
So most people's not interested is either lack of information or lack of feeling important to you. Okay. Mom and dad love to help and support, but they only will go out of their way to help you if they believe it's worth their time and investment. Okay. So remember, so for example, I'm not interested. This is my favorite quote. This was one of my lines. Perfect. You don't have to be interested at all in the product line to help me out. I actually get paid to demonstrate the product and get people's opinions on it. So what will work better, 6 or 8? Some of you didn't write that down. That is literally how I respond to them. And I'll tell you right now, I had so many people when I was a rep say, Spencer, I'm not interested in the product line, but I'll let you practice. You're persistent. I like that. Anyone had a customer say that? You're persistent. I like that.
Especially in sales.
They want to see that you care about something. Most of you roll over the first no. People who do this, adults, they know that the first no is not real, but they want to see how you respond to it. I'm gonna post it in the group.
Oh, great.
Yeah, perfect. You don't have to be interested in all. You don't have to be interested in the product line. And I love that because people think, oh, I'm not interested. And most people, what are you guys gonna do? Oh, okay. Like, no, I want those people, right? You guys know they're saying they're not interested because they typically buy things and they can say no to you. They don't have to think about buying something, for one. Two, a busy person wants to know that their time is going to be worth their time spending with you. And someone who cares about it is going to ask for a second or third time. Does that make sense to everybody? So I'll post that in the group so you have it. That's not really and then I'm going to post my voicemail. Some of you guys are leaving way too long of a voicemail. Okay, if I'm leaving a voicemail or a text message, this is what I left. Hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Spencer Kristen. I'm a student at the University of Florida. Miss Cathy mentioned you were super nice and thought you might be able to help me out with something I'm working on for school. Give me a call when you have a quick minute. Hope you have a wonderful day. That's it. They don't need to know I'm doing Cutco. They don't need to know anything about that because I'm going to build better value through a phone call than through a text message. Make sense to everybody? Right? Anybody ever read a text message wrong? Like you thought someone was mad at you? Okay. Here's a pro tip. People read text messages in the mindset that they're in. So if they're in a bad mood, they read the text in a bad mood. If they're in a good mood, they'll read the text in a good mood. Okay. So just remember that. That's why I like to call versus text. Always reward yourself. Have your headphones and make sure you're setting the mood. Like some of you guys, for me, I had a dance song. I put my headphones in. I danced for like 2 to 3 minutes. I got in the zone before I made my calls. Like, are you preparing mentally for this? Are you setting yourself up for success? Are you confident in going into that? So I'll leave you with this. The people who become successful aren't the smartest. They aren't always the most talented. They're simply willing to practice the skills that most people avoid. Every phone call you make this summer isn't another appointment. It's another repetition towards becoming the confident professional your future self is going to appreciate. Years from now, you probably won't remember how many phone calls you made, but you will absolutely remember the confidence you built because you were willing to do something uncomfortable. Your future career begins with conversation. So smile, have fun, stay prepared, trust the process, and let's phone like a champion. I got a quick second. Any questions?
I know we're
Spencer,
mapping the phone approach they're using, so we can role play the phone approach before we go to phone calls. So we have does everyone have?
Give me 1 second,
We
let's-
have a tracker.
Okay.
We need to grab trackers, the third call trackers.
There's some over here. Where they went. All right, grab out your phone scripts. What was your question, Miss Leslie?
okay, 2 questions. One, the last one, you've told me this before, but can you say it again? The message that you leave, because you've heard me leaving messages and said that I leave them too long a
Yep, I'm
message.
gonna post them in the groups right now.
Okay. Another thing, so you're good with tech, right? I don't know why my picture is not showing through. I started on my phone, then I got on my laptop.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll deal with that a little bit.
Okay.
You're good. As long as you can hear, you're fine.
Okay.
Show your voice. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, so grab out your
Next room.
phone script.
Yeah, let's go. No, it's not that. Go. I'm taking the 18 kids.
All right, if you got your script, grab your partner. We're gonna practice the phone script, really working on the times, changing your tones.
Okay. I'll do.
Hey, John. Hey, Spencer.
What's up, Jacob?
We're phoning over here.
There we go.
Let's go, Ellie. Let's go, Bray. Let's go, Manny. Let's go, Sam. Let's book some demos, y'all. Let's go, Emilio. We can't wait. Where'd Emilio go? My long lost friend, Emilio. Anyway.